What the heck is up with Sundays? I never get like any views on Sundays, or I get like substantially fewer views on Sundays than I do on other days of the week. What the heck is at the bottom of that puddle? And do I want to know? Huh. Oh, those weird snake things.
Nice one.
Oh, mega canid.
Oh, hey, Candy Canyon. I know this place. It's where they did Free Range Fixer.
If you say so. There's more. A lot more. Ah! Ah! That's a big tower of something. Hello?
Okay, nobody needs this many candles.
Huh.
The prophet says to purge the mind of truth. That hurts.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Alright, I need to check out a timeline discrepancy. Ah!
Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs.
Ellie, why do you have to
been
come out
uniformly
now?
treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health.
Ow! Ow! Ellie! Do you mind? I'm trying to remain in character, and my character isn't currently being attacked by a very cute kitty. You're just gonna lay on my lap now, huh? After all that, after... You need to get better at jumping on me without scratching my arm. It burns generates some pretty toxic smoke.
Side effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and/or death.
Taste the herbs. How would these most likely be used?
Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them and inhale the resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined.
Do you know what the chemical these herbs are treated with?
Analyzing. Complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
Taste the herbs. Though the drier herbs are difficult to chew, the flavor is less bitter than you would have expected. It's woodsy, like tripicale, with a singed aftertaste. It's actually slightly better tasting than your average cast-all tuna. Though so are most boots. So are most boots.
Hypothesizing potential side effects from herb consumption. Most likely outcome, decapitation. Slight possibility of calculation error.
Yeah, that's... I make a note of it, so let's move on. Hello.
Fruitful and productive welcome, sister. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. But I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
How did you know I was an inspector?
My disciples come to and from the Grand Colonial, bringing supplies and information. Knowing what happens at the hotel affects my livelihood, after all. With that said, I'd love to involve you in one of my productivity seminars. We should clear you of all those nasty, nasty humors hampering your potential.
Feeling like my potential is hampered lately. What do you offer? I don't think I can spare the time. I have got a murder to look into.
Yes, I understand the pressure of one's employment all too well. We've lately been looking into more ways to bolster the retreat stock of bits. But you needn't worry about how this little conversation is affecting my livelihood, sister. Please, take your time. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, sister. How might I assist?
There's some interesting herbs in here.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, sister. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
They seem toxic. Toxic enough to potentially kill someone.
None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure
Yeah, 'cause
they're
they're
perfectly
dead.
safe. Is there anything else?
Because the ones who would have complained are probably dead. Dead people don't tend to complain. Anyway, I gotta ask you some questions about Holland Hill. Please answer truthfully.
Oh? I'm surprised. I wouldn't think the two of us would have much to discuss about her. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. But beyond those, well, never mind. What would you care to know?
You and her didn't get along, I hear.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. The media tends to exaggerate. I will admit that her remarks about my seminars were rather unfortunate. However, I certainly wouldn't sharpen any sabers over it, if that's what you mean to imply. I only do that when my clients skimp on their bills.
Did you contact Helen after you left the Grand Colonial?
I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to convert a stubborn actress. Why would I have had any cause to engage with her further?
Where were you at the time of Helen's murder?
Why, I've been at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve for quite some time now, as my disciples can attest. In fact, I haven't visited the Colonials since I arrived several weeks ago. Bad energies, you understand.
Let's talk about something else.
I hope you now realize that I had nothing to do with Helen's demise.
That's all for now. We can investigate her alibi.
Hello, welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
What can you tell me about the retreat?
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humors strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out, or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability.
You know the Prophet well?
Of course. I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
For positivity disciple, you seem a little less than enthused.
Oh, terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I had a cramp. It's better now. I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper.
I heard to look into Halcyon and Helen's murder. I'm going to ask you a few
Oh
questions.
my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
Sure. I have had some kind of feud with Halcyon and Helen, right?
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Who was it?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush. Yes.
Mr. Woolrich?
Oh, you must have misheard me. I said high profile, not had profile. Mr. Woolrich comes by much too often to be worth mentioning.
Have you noticed any unusual behavior in this retreat lately?
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was here, at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet. Who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
That's all for now.
Certainly.
Bye.
Actually, before you go, I want to report something suspicious. I noticed the Prophet dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
You sure it was a body?
I think so. Had the right size and shape.
Could you find this information for it a little
I
earlier?
could have, but I generally don't have the time or energy to leave the reserve to contact anyone. Plus, there's always the possibility that I'm mistaken. The Prophet hasn't been herself lately, but if I misinterpreted the situation and reported her improperly, I'd ruin my chances for opening my own wing of the retreat.
I'll look into it. Huh.
Gotta keep going. I can feel my
I
inner
don't
negativity
st-
seeping out of me.
Rosa's puts the olives in Janaz. From Bellamy Roof. I talked with my agents. They told me what I said about your seminars already not taking them actually lost you about 30% of your revenue for the next 3 months, which future losses projected. When I said it wasn't much interested in attending, I didn't really realize that it hit you quite as hard as it did. Guess that's the price of stardom. Everyone listens a little extra to everything you said. I'm hoping if you got space, I might be able to attend one of your sessions today as a means of apologizing. I know that notice is short, but I'm hoping that you could fit me in without too much inconvenience. Wanted to ask you how that mix of herbs I sent you worked out. I was skeptical at first about using them for meditation purposes, but hell, what do I know about productivity? So I said, be sure to remember what I told you. Don't cut the herbs asymmetrically, hampers the texture. Don't leave them out in the sun, and for law's sake, make sure you keep the smoke doses small. Last thing you want is to accidentally send someone into a coma, or worse, kill them. Be smart, Whitaker. From your devoted attendees. The other attendees are tripling profits returns to Desolism, and I have reconvened, and we're all in agreement. Your seminars are simply top-notch. We've seen a 0.5% increase in each of our businesses in total profits. 0.5% increase in total profits since we attended your seminar together. Of course, with the price of materials, shipping, and other costs involved, it boils down to more like 0.1% increase, but an increase is an increase. You're decided to visit the Grand Colonial, you simply must let us purchase you a round of drinks. Thanks to you, we will certainly have the bits for it.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Service set of tracks and the dirt stands out from the dead leaves, and those made by passing creatures.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the camp.
They're not mine, are they? You got any idea who made them?
Scanning. Checking database of shoe sizes and height-weight ratios. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size. These prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande. Error. Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected near. Judging by the shape of this indentation in the dirt, a person of medium height and build laid here for a number of hours. Scanning for other details. Only additional signs of disturbance are a few marks in the dirt.
Imagine here things are just look like the whoever was dumped here. Cars don't get up and walk away. There's no evidence of the body being torn apart.
Agreed. Likely theory. Individual injured was unconscious, not dead, and walked away after awakening.
Strange. Let's keep this in mind.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
It's just leading to the spot.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
That's more footprints.
Detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
Welcome back, sister. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, sister. How might I assist?
Sounds like they said you dragging a human-shaped lump into your yurt.
Who said that? I'll be sure to give them a special seminar on not needlessly implicating the person who puts food on their table. It was a bundle of clothing, sister. Even productivity geniuses need to do laundry from time to time.
The quicker I get to the truth, the faster I can leave you alone.
Yes. I suppose the more quickly we get off this subject, the better. I had a visitor, yes. But as it turned out, some of my productivity techniques were too much for them. I had to drag them out by hand. But their peers came and collected them shortly thereafter. I'm sure whichever attendee it was is perfectly safe now.
You said you had no further interaction with Helen before her death, right?
Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her.
A message from Helen on your terminal about attending a session.
Well, I suppose that does complicate things. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
And follow your trail to wherever you dumped something into the wilderness.
Oh, really? What did you find there? What did I dump?
There's nothing there, but by its proportions, I say a body.
Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved. I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake. Helen changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead. After that, I entered a less than coherent state. One of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness.
Did you shoot the body at any time?
Laws, no. I hate guns. If I ever wanted to kill someone on purpose, I would have used a blunt weapon. Nothing quite like clubbing someone over the head.
You didn't dump the body at the Grand Colonial?
Do you jest? The guests at the Colonial eat no shortage of strange things, but I think corpses are perhaps too strange. The creatures of the wilderness are much less picky. Besides, the hotel is ridiculously far. I couldn't have made it all that way without someone realizing I was dragging a corpse.
You sure Helen was dead?
I'm no medical professional, but that certainly seemed the case. Usually my customers at least writhe or mumble after a session. My productivity-enhancing herbs typically do induce sluggishness, but I suppose they must have been enough to do her in if her constitution was truly that weak.
Actually, I don't think you killed anybody, certainly not Helen.
What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector. It's your job to arrest me, isn't it?
How St. Helen's body was found at the Grand Colonial. She was killed there.
I don't believe you. I think this is all a trick. You're trying to catch me in a lie. Get me to reveal my productivity secrets.
If Helen's body was where you left it, she must have awakened and walked away.
No. Someone must have moved it after I killed her. One of my business rivals, waiting for me to fall into a false sense of security so they can strike.
Everything you've done is being completely negligent.
No. You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that I killed Helen, and is going to use that information to blackmail me. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my enemies have planned.
You want to get arrested. I'm not going to get the constable to falsely imprison you.
You monster! What am I supposed to do now? They'll be here soon. And once they arrive, I'll be powerless. Powerless! I just want to go to prison! Is that so wrong?
Okay, I mean, I can oblige you. You did do something incredibly negligent, but, hello? Sir! Stop running! Or are you just jogging? You're jogging rather briskly.
She said I must burn away the old me in order to be transformed.
Yeah. Okay.
Inspector,
I finished my investigation into Jasmine Leva, the prophet of corruptibility.
Ms. Leva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find?
She really wants to be arrested.
She wants to be arrested. That's not the kind of behavior I expect from a suspect. Perhaps she's carrying a guilty conscience. Does the prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer?
Still considering my option, but no, I doubt she did
I'll
it.
bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
Okay. Can we, like, go into a little more detail? Like, ideally, I'd just be like, well, she was almost guilty of negligent homicide.
got an appointment? Appointment?
I need to speak with Cedric.
Yeah, that's why you're here. Appointment?
Can I make an appointment for right now?
Not entirely out of the question. Convince me.
I could put in a good word with Cedric about this incredibly helpful secretary.
Wouldn't mind a new bolter pistol. I've fired mine so many times, the tips nearly fell off. Let's give Mr. Kincannon a ring. Mr. Kincannon, got a person of interest here to see you. Think they've got business.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send her up.
Doesn't look as good as the glasses. This has more, Oh, armor tossball, uniform looks cool, except for the fact that we have a, freaking hologram sticking out of the back of it. I have a bit more armor to it. A lot more red. Just have like any, what are the bonuses? Tech skills +5. Same as the Fall Plaid collection.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume.
Well, I personally want to take explanation for all that nonsense outside.
Another murder? Drunk raptidons? Black Hole Birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing.
Yeah, how did running with some slug agents? Air quotes.
Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself.
How do these folks keep their hands on slug gear?
Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity. Easy enough for someone to nick a few. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you?
Clearly, whoever behind us wants to pit me against slug.
Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you?
Presumably litigate you more than anyone, given your work relationship.
You said it, not me. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder.
Let's hear it.
Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine?
And where could I find Elliot Nasser to verify that?
An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to it from there, scientifically speaking. Maybe it dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people.
So your alibi is that you're busy murdering someone else.
Which, as I said, you should not trust. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune.
So Helen's death was a net loss for Slug.
I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I have a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid.
Anything I should look
You
into?
may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
What's the connection to Helen's murder?
I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the thefts began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it.
Really, 10 bucks done a lot for me.
Has it? I wonder. How much of your luck has been luck, and how much are you downplaying as chance? Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads, me scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator.
So this one's whoever behind this is going to jail, not to you.
You do recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? But certainly, whatever you say. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account.
Before I get
Is
started,
there something else you wanted to discuss?
more questions about
Very
Helen.
well.
Do you have very many dealings with Helen?
A few. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was role research. But how much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with mag picks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy in bulk.
Why'd you help her?
Because she paid me to, Inspector. Besides, Helen was enjoyable company. She was confident, resourceful, determined, not unlike you, now that I consider it.
If you didn't kill her, any idea who would want her dead?
That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? Or one of petty career jealousy?
Not willing to rule anything out
A
yet.
smart approach, Inspector. And yet, this murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Bigger than her latest moving picture.
You should make you a powerful enemy?
Indeed. I suspect Helen arrived on Eridanos with grander plans than promoting Spectrum Brown. I knew I was right about you being clever, Inspector. I'm glad. Because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward so easily.
You know more than you're telling me.
I just might. Your point, Inspector?
And I could look for a murder suspect.
Am I an official suspect then? Intriguing. I'll look forward to how it all plays out. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale, whenever it comes, whatever shape it takes.
That's all I wanted to know.
One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me?
One of Eridanos' major players. It don't even make sense.
Understandable. A man of my standing would naturally be tied up in all this, whether he wishes to be or not. Now then, did you need anything else?
Why does Ludovico hate you so much anyway?
The original incident? Well, I made him an offer he should have refused.
Did you put a temperature representative head in his bed?
What? No. No. Why in the architect's name would you think that? Our
It's a
combative
movie I saw.
relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Rizzo's contracted Sublight to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him. Lou's an administrator, for law's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added.
So you tricked him.
Think of it this way. It was a test, and he failed. It was all perfectly legal, too, which irked Lou to no end. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger.
Betraying grudges is an ugly thing. You should make peace with him.
Alas, I can't. I am, first and foremost, the head of Slug, and it simply wouldn't be good for business. Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business.
Good luck, a fat one.
Our dear administrator is certainly determined to not make that task an easy one. He's grown increasingly desperate to catch Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less than legal business opportunities.
Which of course you
I
are.
wish I could wink, but it always looks like I have something caught in my eye.
Excuse me. Huh. There's still... Oh.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
Short-range transmission capability. The receiver must be still somewhere nearby.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location.
Moo.
Impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range.
How long has it been there?
Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface.
The surrounding
The
area.
area within a 0.5-meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles.
Not very dusty then. Must have been placed fairly recently. The bug was planted roughly a week before Helen's death.
That is highly likely, Inspector.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
Sure.
This port seems real busy. I wonder if they're trying to compete with the Groundbreaker.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered.
Oh, there's a bit on the ground.
Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Any clue who put it here?
Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device.
I'll take it. Okay. Are you freaking kidding me? Can't we get, like, permission to go in here, or... Oh, we just need to pass around it. Okay.
Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector. Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in. Feel free to have a look around, ma'am.
Hey, you think they keep any spare parts down here? Just wondering.
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had to shoot a suspect?
Why don't we focus on stopping those cargo thefts?
Right, of course. Just tell me how I can help.
What's the culprit been stealing?
That's the weird apart. There's no pattern, far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop?
I think I purposely put not fenced in the stolen goods.
Yeah, probably not. No one's dumb enough to think Spacer's Choice Sabers are worth half a damn. Then there's the most recent theft. 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder.
It's both for sadder.
I wish they hadn't stolen the blue pens. We can never keep enough of those in stock.
Who had access to the cargo?
Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager. He told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo.
Yeah, there's a problem with the automechs?
Could be. Those things'll break if you so much as look at them funny. That's Benton's area, but don't bother asking him for help. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the whole head told me he couldn't help because he was dead.
Is he dead?
Brain dead, maybe. But no. My point is that if you think the automechs are a lead, you'll have to check on them yourself. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined.
Actually happen to be. Why someone would want to bug Cedric's office?
Maybe they're keen on cashing out and want to go as painfully as possible. I don't know. Boss Kincannon's office is where he holds most of his meetings with important folks like Miss Helen. Just about all negotiations happen in his office too. Vendor pricing, major purchase orders, rentals for construction projects, you name it.
That's enough for now.
Before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours.
Anything on there I should know about?
Oh no. I forgot to delete all of those incriminating messages I sent about which cargo to steal. Nah. I do have a list of cargo that's gone missing, though, if that helps any.
Hack the terminal with a... Missing cargo again. Just random shit. This time, we lost 5 boxes of blue pens and a couple purple-berry solos. I can't see a pattern. We got all those Deadeye MK2s on any other day, and not one of them were missing. In fact, the skimmer is going for the most expensive cargo. As far as I can tell, shit's getting skimmed from the crates, but to make it inside freight storage and processing. Could someone be breaking into the shipping yard at night, you think? Penstock, I never understand where you get the energy to care about the shit Tinsley. I want to tell you, pretty much the only ones that handle any cargo are the auto mechanicals. You can look at them if you want, but even I have better things to do than help because I'm just a avoid damned pen thief. Also, tell whoever stuck it over to the shipping yard and messed with the landing architects to go to hell, will you? Those things break down enough as it is, and I'll be damned if I'm going to haul cargo around myself. Seems to be a problem with the IMAX. Anyway, it's a little funny to see the automatic dance. Hey, Paul, they're so damn easy to hack. Seriously, Primark can do it.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger.
Define standard defensive protocol.
For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes.
Deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes. Okay. Identify a new trigger.
There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed.
Scan for signs of unusual behavior.
Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time.
Have a look inside. It's automatic.
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you?
I'm here to look at your data logs.
Certainly. Access panel is now unlocked.
Disable the failsafe.
Failsafe successfully disabled. Kill mode deactivated.
Mash all the buttons and hope one of them does what you want. Be the most recently hit data log.
Ejecting data log 17C.
Who's the most recently added data log? This automatic has instructions to skim random cargo every 1 to 4 days. Also instructed to seal the package shipment number 16875. Curious. What was in shipment 6875?
Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists. Unit entering standby mode. Have a nice day.
Is it inside the Harbor Master's office? I might presume. Oh, okay, just...
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I saw their cargo submitting issue.
Ooh, I love this part. The big reveal. So tell me, what happened?
You got a serious security problem.
What makes you say that?
Somebody bypassed the Liddy Mix security system and rewired them to skim random goods.
Damn, you're good. Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. I certainly see no pattern.
The theft was random except for a single shipment.
So, our culprit had something specific they wished to acquire and used the random theft as a smokescreen. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that slug would soon possess it.
Check your pocket.
Okay, that's very impressive. Don't ever touch me again. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device?
If it was, whoever the device belongs to, that's our culprit.
Not quite, Inspector. That listening device belongs to me. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research.
I guess she'd have to die before she could deactivate the mech she hacked.
That, or she never intended it to stop. Impossible to know now. Unbelievable. I helped her. Gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn.
Have to make money per slug, you mean?
As though Helen herself didn't profit from her work. Please. This is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead, and that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground.
Time to talk with a man under investigation for Helen's murder.
Halcyon Helen is already dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her, or had her killed. Alas, I did not.
That's for me to decide.
Indeed. Incidentally, feel free to stop by after you clear me as a suspect. I won't even say, I told you so. Though I can't vouch for Eileen. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. You'll find Helen's murderer. I'm confident of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire. I expect it will involve shooting quite a lot of guns.
You just seem genuinely angered. And surprised. I'm assuming we need to go... There's a bunch of markers here. I don't know what any of them are. Damn it. Bunch of different... Well, these are all just Okay. Don't be you. Be better.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double.
Hurry to pass. Wait.
Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Inspector,
Oh, this is Cedric.
closely, I trust. Tell me what you found.
About at this point, he got an ally. Although not a solid one. A slippery guy, I don't find much to build a case.
That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Eridanos. He'll do everything in his power to keep you off his trail. With that in mind, do you think Cedric was responsible for Helen's death?
He tortured you guy to hide Helen's death. I can't see past that alibi.
Fair enough, Inspector. I won't try to influence your judgment any more than I already have. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. His line of work is dangerous, though. There's always a chance for an accident.
At this point, you alluded because he's alive and well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Cedric's alive. The universe is a just place.
I'll be back. Just like one more suspect left, I guess. Beyond the hotel?
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double.
Lobby?
To the lobby we
Maybe.
go.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%.
That seems like a workplace hazard. Why hasn't Flood caught this?
Searching slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees.
It's normal?
Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their duties. For shame.
Turn the stove on. The heck?
Captain, no!
Performing scan. Gaslight appears to have gone out some time ago. Chance of explosive combustion without gaslight, 0.01%.
Oh, dang it, I wanted to die. Why won't you let me die?
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
I'm here to investigate Housing and Helen's murder. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
Did you prepare all of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
Helen's last meal was poisoned.
Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Why are you being so evasive about leaving Helen's food unattended?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
Tell you the truth, I might be more inclined to believe the rest of what you say.
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
You know, I might be able to find Bellhop Owens. What's Mr. Woolrich doing on the kitchen?
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
How about the little thing here? I shouldn't believe anything you're saying.
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
Idea we might be able to find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
I wanted to ask about it. Guess we'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
I'm wondering if this is like one of the those. I'm kind of hoping it's like one of the things where you have to really piece together things yourself. Why is there? I don't. There you go.
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a sprat infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones. Please speak clearly into this unit's recording instruments.
I need to require the grand. The Grand Colonial Kitchen security footage from your
All
archive.
requests for security footage require a nominal compulsory bribe. Is that acceptable?
Also, I need to examine your bit processing unit real quick.
Error. Bit processing unit has been removed, temporarily surpassing bit fee request. Funds will be requested from Rizzo's leadership with interest at a later date. Delivering footage. Thank you for your patronage. If you would like a wine recommendation to pair with that footage, please submit the requisite request forms. Is there any other assistance this unit may provide?
Goodbye. sorry. Sorry. Are you okay?
Okay.
Well, that's not it's not alarming in any way. Are you freaking kidding me? And I wish these games would have a distinction between being near hostiles and being near aggroed hostiles. But that should just be freaking standard. I mean, granted, like, it's detrimental realism, no matter how you spin it. Like, yeah, realistically, there's a chance that you would, if you were to travel normally, you would
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
we want to check. That might not be blood. Yeah, that's probably not blood. Ew.
Please, can't you see my heart is bursting at the seams? I absolutely must go out. A quote from the Sisty Cutlet. I voiced a Sisty pig, aware that it was going to be slaughtered. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
I wanted to think or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I have security footage of you tampering with Helen's last meal.
Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw a dish that looked good. If being hungry is a crime, you better indict 3/4 of Halcyon.
Quick question, what was it you wanted with the Petro Ray? The Terror Ray? Terror Ray. I can't read, even though I'm not reading it, actually saying this, so that's... Anyway, what was it you wanted with a Terror Ray Bogland?
What? That damn bellhop promised discretion. Well, if you must know, it's an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? Terror glands keep me from feeling hunger pangs.
Nice contradiction. Would you want to add another to the pile, or would you rather just come clean?
I want to add another to the pile. Oh, no. Wait, bah. No use in pretending, is there? As it so happens, I may not have had the terror gland acquired for personal use. I may have placed it in Bellamy's meal. But before you indict me, please, just listen. I wasn't trying to kill her.
So you lied about being poisoned?
Lie is such a strong word. But even if I had chosen to poison myself, the danger should have been minimal. Terror glands aren't supposed to be lethally poisonous. They're supposed to cause extreme lethargy, as if you'd inhaled several quarts of Spectrum vodka. She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die, and even then it would be an extended, arduous process.
You really seem like a toxicologist. Maybe you played one on the airwave.
No, really, you must listen. I wasn't trying to kill Bellamy. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling. With her out of commission, the next available celebrity, myself, would get to host the unveiling. Please think twice about telling the administrator of my misdeeds. If he learns the truth, what's left of my career will be left in shambles.
What do you want me to say instead?
Tell him it was a poisonous mushroom, or a bite from some poisonous insect. An accident. I promise I shall make up for my actions. Pay to erect a statue in Helen's honor, or perhaps even dedicate a performance to her memory.
I'll give you the expenses. More fun that way.
My law, if you aren't a sadist. If I have a coronary before you make your decision, I will do my utmost to haunt you.
I still have no idea who did it.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double. Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
I can only hope this like triggers another like round of investigation, because I have no freaking clue. I completed my investigation into Helen's poisoning.
Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner.
We're not very comfortable lying. Special Rollers confessed to the crime.
Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
I know who killed... I don't know anything. Wow! Is that it? I'm confident I'm investigating it. My God! I can see what the list is.
Inspector.
I know who I don't know.
Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helm?
You did. That seems like the big, that seems like the big twist. I'm gonna freaking look this up. There's it's process of elimination, I suppose. Because Murray, he doesn't seem like it. Suppose Rorwich is too stupid. And was only trying to poison her. Cedric, wouldn't have had a motive. Other than what we learned later. Profitability. Unless there's something we need to find someplace that this is pure process of elimination. And we've saved. So I think I'm just gonna guess. You did.
I beg your pardon. You think I killed Halcyon Helen?
Well, I've got proof. I knew you were guilty from the moment you called me. And for anyone else, you're the most likely culprit.
I knew hiring you was a mistake. I expect you to deliver the name of Helen's killer. I expect you to deliver results, Inspector. And if you can't withstand the pressure, then I expect you to resign. We're done. Your services are no longer necessary.
You sound pretty impressive. Got something to hide?
I'm defensive, Inspector, because I'm under attack. I am assaulted by your perfidious and baseless accusations. You're convinced I murdered Halcyon Helen. Fine. Show me some evidence.
Wait here, I'll go find some evidence.
Are you insane, or do you take me for a fool? No, I'm not going... Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now.
I'll be right over then, I guess.
Now, Inspector. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the...
Should we help him out, or...
Whoever the real killer is, I got a feeling they're going after Mr. Ludovico. We need to catch up to him. Fast.
I guess, if we have to. Getting kind of tired of kicking my heels up in the penthouse all day.
Alright. I got nothing going on. We should definitely go. As for helping him, maybe we take the wait-and-see approach?
From the depths of Terra 2 to the heights of Eridanos, there's no mess that your SAM unit can't unstick, unclog, or unsully.
I mean, we've got some kind of progress going on here, so...
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double.
I need to get some more water. It's even to progress something. Hopefully not an extended bad ending, but Oh, we'll keep our main party. Hope I didn't skip too much of a time. Like, I think I was under the impression like I may have just like needed to do something else. Where are we going? I think there we go. Yeah, we're going in the right direction, I think. Hey, one place we haven't been to yet. Hey. Okay. Oh, great.
I can take a hint. Incoming! We're pretty good at this. Smile!
This place is already making my eyes hurt.
I can't hear you. It's you. I had a feeling you'd catch up to me sooner or later, Inspector. I was just hoping you'd find me standing over the administrator's corpse.
What in law's name? Halcyon Helen, how are you still alive?
Oh, is that Ludovico I hear? Perfect. I'm so glad he's still in the building. Would you mind letting him know I'm about to blow his whole operation to flinders?
I saw this coming a mile away. After everyone trying to kill you, you are actually still alive.